the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good afternoon. This is the 5FM Radio Main News. The headlines. Republican President Hakainde Hichilema has arrived on the Copperbelt province. Government launches 10.8 million kwacha Senanga Aquaculture Expansion Project. And U.S. firms ground MD-11 cargo planes after Kentucky air disaster. This bulletin is live on our Facebook page, 5FM Radio Zambia, and live on our YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. With the details, my name is Lance Sannie Banda. Republican President Mr. Hakainde Hichilema has arrived on the Copperbelt province, marking the start of his two-day working visits to the province. During his visit, the head of state is development projects, engage with local communities and meet stakeholders from various sectors of the economy. The president's visit underscores government's commitment to promoting economic growth, job creation, and improved service delivery on the Copperbelt. Earlier, the president announced the Thanksgiving service of reopening of Israel in Zambia after 52 years, when it was closed at Living Water Global Church in Kitwe district on the Copperbelt. Israeli ambassador to Zambia Ofra Fahi was also in attendance. Government has launched a 10.8 million kwacha aquaculture expansion project in Senanga district of Western Province, aimed at boosting regional fish production, creating jobs, and strengthening food and nutrition security. The Senanga Aquaculture Expansion Project, implemented by the Citizens Economic Empowerment Commission (CEC) in partnership with the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock, was commissioned by the Minister of Small and Medium Enterprise Development, Engineer Elias Mobanga, who reiterated the New Dawn government's commitment to fostering sustainable aquaculture as a key driver of economic transformation. Mr. Mubanga described the project as a major step towards rural transformation and a life-changing opportunity for the people of Senanga and Western Province. Western Province Minister Kapelwa Mbangweta described the project as a new chapter in the region's socio-economic development. He said the investment in Senanga demonstrates government's commitment to unlocking the province's development potential. The aquaculture project features 56 floating cages, a modern hatchery capable of producing 1 million fingerlings annually, a 10-ton cold room, a 5-ton refrigerated truck for safe fish transportation. The facility is expected to yield over 300 metric tons of fish per production cycle, creating more than 800 jobs within the community. However, CEC Director General Dr. Muwe Mungule explained that during the launch, 26 floating fish cages were officially commissioned on the Zambezi River, and over 42,000 fish fingerlings were stocked, marking the first production cycle under the project. Dr. Mungule added that the Commission's empowerment approach ensures that cooperatives receive both financial and technical support through infrastructure, training, and business development for long-term sustainability. The Barotse Railway Establishment PRA representative Induna Maimanene praised the consultative approach and process that involved 27 traditional leaders across the province, describing the Senanga Aquaculture Expansion Project as a true partnership between government and traditional leadership in Western Province. Speaking at the launch, the Director of Fisheries, Mr. Evans Mutanuka, said the Senanga initiative complements implements other aquaculture programs being implemented across the country, including fish breeding centers, cold chain facilities, and aquaculture parks in northern, Luapula, and eastern provinces. Four local cooperatives with membership of over 400 will directly benefit from the Senanga project, which will serve as a pilot model to be replicated across other districts in Western Province and beyond, demonstrating how strategic partnerships between government, local communities, and development agencies can unlock Zambia's aquaculture potential. This is contained in a statement issued by Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock's Principal Public Relations Officer, Benny Munyama. Government has called on residents of Luapula province to take advantage of the few remaining days of the voter registration exercise and ensure they are captured ahead of next year's general elections. Luapula Province Minister Engineer Nason Musonda made the call when he conducted impromptu visits to polling stations in Mansa Central and Bahati constituencies on Friday to check on the progress of the registration exercise. Engineer Msonda said the visits were meant to assess how the process was proceeding and to identify challenges that might need the attention of the provincial administration. He expressed satisfaction with the progress, saying the registration exercise at Namwandwe polling station in Mansa Central constituency was running smoothly with an impressive turnout, particularly among young people registering for the first time. At Chiwalashi polling station in Bahati constituency, the minister observed a slower pace but said voter education had been effective as most residents were aware of the exercise. He also assured that government would engage the relevant authorities to address logistical concerns raised by some residents and ensure the process continues without disruption. Engineer Msonda further appealed to the Electoral Commission of Zambia ECZ to consider extending the voter registration period, especially in areas where high turnout has led to delays. The minister said the ongoing registration demonstrates the growing enthusiasm of Luapula residents to participate in national affairs, adding that such civic responsibility strengthens representation and drives inclusive development across the province. The Ministry of Home Affairs and Internal Security, through the Zambia Police Service, has destroyed over 3,000 firearms. This follows the September amnesty that was extended to members of the public, allowing them to surrender firearms that were illegally obtained or unlicensed, among other reasons. More details are in the following report.
The Zambia Police Service yesterday carried out the destruction of thousands of firearms in Lusaka, weapons that were voluntarily surrendered by members of the public during a recent national amnesty period. During a destruction ceremony, Amnesty and Firearms Committee Chairperson John Daka had this to say.
Each year in September, the Zambia Police Service joins other African nations in observing a period dedicated to encouraging the voter surrender of illegal, unlicensed, or unwanted firearms without fear of arrest or prosecution. This initiative forms part of a wider continental effort to reduce the circulation of firearms, enhance public safety, and prevent armed violence.
The exercise, supervised by senior police officers and government officials, aimed to permanently remove these weapons from circulation and promote lasting peace and security across the country. Fred Hamamba, Deputy Inspector General of Police, highlighted the significance of this move.
This amnesty reflects our shared continental commitment to end, promote peaceful and secure activities, and advance sustainable development throughout Africa.
Dixon Matembo, Permanent Secretary Home Affairs and Internal Security also spoke on
destruction of 3,000 firearms today, comprising 21 voluntarily surrendered during the 2025 firearms, 233 forfeited through the National Parks and Wildlife, and 2,746 forfeited through the Zambia Police Service is far more than a symbolic act.
The surrendered firearms include pistols, shotguns, and homemade weapons collected from various provinces. The Zambia police have commended citizens who came forward, urging others to continue cooperating in efforts to make Zambia safer for all. Truly, there is illegality in the acquisition of weapons in this country, as evidenced by the wide variety of guns obtained from various members of the public. For 5FM News, I am Faith Chanda.
And in other news trending this afternoon, a historian from the University of Zambia has cautioned against potential chaos in the Patriotic Front following the recent endorsement of Brian Mundubile for the party presidency. The Public Health Association of Zambia has expressed deep concern and condemnation over the gross public health violations uncovered at Ziyang Manufacturing Company Limited. And in foreign news, American delivery firms UPS and FedEx have temporarily grounded part of their fleets of cargo planes after a mid-takeoff crash in Kentucky on Tuesday, which left at least 14 people dead. The UPS aircraft burst into flames as it carried off the runway and collided with neighboring business premises, triggering a huge fire which gutted several buildings and closed Louisville International Airport. UPS said the decision to ground MD-11 models followed instruction from manufacturer Boeing, while rival delivery giant FedEx confirmed it would follow suit. Officials are yet to determine what caused the deadly crash. And in sports news, ANOCA's third Vice President Alfred Foloko calls for unity and innovation in global sport during an address to President Vladimir Putin at Russia Country of Sports Forum. Alfred Foloko, ANOCA's third vice president, urged greater global unity and innovation in sports during the 13th International Sports Forum Russia Country of Sports in Kazan in Russia. Speaking before His Excellency Vladimir Putin, President of Russia, and other distinguished delegates, Foloko conveyed greetings on behalf of ANOCA President Mustafa Beraf, who also serves as Vice President of the Association of National Olympic Committees, ANOC. He expressed ANOCA's deep sense of fraternity and solidarity while wishing success to all participants in the high-level forum. Foloko acknowledged the challenges faced by Russian sports in recent years, but commended the nation's resilience and commitment to international cooperation. And now, the weather.
Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy. Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
Central, Copper Belt, Eastern, Luapula, Lusaka, Muchinga, Northern, Northwest, and Southern and Western provinces. Mainly cloudy, slightly windy and warm to hot with showers and thunderstorms. Maximum temperatures is ranging from 22 degrees to 35 degrees Celsius. The evening will be mainly cloudy, slightly windy and warm to mild with isolated rain and occasional thunder. Ends our weather report, and that item brings us to the end of the news. But before we go, a recap of the stories that made headlines. Republican President Hakainde Hichilema has arrived on the Cape Belt province, marking the start of his 2-day working visit to the province. Government has launched a 10.8 million kwacha aquaculture expansion project in Senanga district of Western Province aimed at boosting regional fish production, creating jobs and strengthening food and nutrition security. And finally, American delivery firms apps and FedEx have temporarily grounded part of their fleets of cargo planes after a mid-takeoff crash in Kentucky on Tuesday, which left at least 14 people dead. For more news, follow us on Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the happy world of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. My name is Lance Sannie Banda. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Get acquainted with the latest news on the multiple award-winning radio station, 5FM Radio at 0615, 1245, and 1830. Fair, balanced, and objective information is what you get on your #1 adult contemporary infotainment provider. The first one to know what is trending in continental and global news on 89.9 FM. 5FM Radio, your dependable source for news.